Jurnee.
Ryan.
Virgo season.
So, shoe store burned down in my neighborhood this morning.
Oh, God.
Many souls will be lost.
Oh, that's what we on tonight. All right.
Yeah. We recording dumb early this week. Got a lot going on. My daughter is turning 7, and I will be unavailable on our normal recording date. So here we are.
Here we are. Ta-da. You know, every week you bless us with your observations.
Okay.
This week, I've decided that we should have a counterpart for your observations.
Oh, Lord.
The first 2 things that I'm going to share with you were submitted to me by my friend Brent, who is an avid, he's probably the best marketing we have for Virgo season, only because Brent is like a season behind. Like, Brent has been listening to old episodes. Like, he's literally started from the beginning. And so he's like months behind.
Very good.
And so he knows that this is happening. He said he'll make sure that he's very excited when he actually gets to this episode. But these were submitted by Brent.
Okay.
I'm calling this, you call yours observation. I'm calling this food for thought, because people like to tell me that I know things. And I do be knowing a lot of random things.
Okay.
So these first 2 things were submitted by Brent, though.
Okay.
Male bees die almost immediately after mating with the queen. That's basically their life.
Mm-hmm.
Basically boils down to honey, nut, Cheerio. Okay?
There it is.
There's a bird in Mexico called the blue-footed booby. When there's a pair, they are referred to as boobies. That's it. I just felt like y'all needed to know that. I didn't say these were going to be intellectual food for thought. I just said these were going to be food for thought. Okay?
Gotcha. Good to know.
There's 2 more, then we can keep it moving.
Okay.
Did you know you produce enough saliva to fill 2 bathtubs a year?
I mean, I guess that makes sense.
The mouth produces around 730 liters, which is about 192 gallons of saliva per year, enough to fill 2 bathtubs.
It's a conversation starter for sure.
Isn't it? But my conversations, y'all know how my mind works, so my conversation is going to veer left.
Can you imagine if I was dating nowadays and that was my conversation starter?
Immediately to jail. Lock him up, officer. Him, officer. Him,
man.
that one, officer. 2 more. Mm-hmm. You're slightly taller in the morning. Thanks to gravity compressing your spine throughout the day, you're about half an inch taller when you wake up than when you go to bed. So if you want to impress somebody, early morning. Because
I mean, I'm tall regardless.
I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to us directionally inferior people.
What really impresses them is that Barry White in the morning. That's what really impresses them.
God.
But that's a different story.
See, here
for
we go.
For another podcast.
Last one. A day on Venus is longer than a year on Venus. I'm going to say that again. A day on Venus is longer than a year on Venus.
Because it rotates around the sun faster than it rotates on its axis. It
only rotates once on its axis. So Venus takes 243 Earth days to rotate on its axis, but only 225 Earth days to orbit the sun. Mm-hmm. Meaning, if you live there, your birthday would come before the next day arrived.
I like hearing stuff like that. Like we think that everything that happens on Earth is like the end all be all, but when you find out how weird it is outside of this planet, it's like wow, we are so insignificant.
Wait till I tell y'all about the gender swapping fish. That's for another day.
I mean, I think a lot of animals kind of do that or go both ways when it comes to gender.
No, it do, but this fish does it multiple times whenever it wants. Like, it could just be like, I'm feeling masculine today. Let me put these pants on. I'm feeling... So, we'll talk about that another day.
I think we just did what sure.
Yeah, but,
sure.
You know, if y'all want to Google it, it's the black sea bass. Uh-huh. Okay. I have an interesting Am I the Asshole for you, because as we know, you are married to your lovely wife.
Yeah.
And this is a husband asking if he would be the asshole for this. And I would be interested to see your take on this. Okay.
Usually I'm like, yep, but let's see.
Am I the asshole for being truthful and admitting that I find my wife unattractive after her surgery? My wife had plastic surgery
Mm,
recently. We had discussed it and I was against it. It was not my decision and ultimately I had no say. She looks weird now. She had the fat sucked out of her face, lip fillers, a neck lift, and other stuff I don't really get. She gives me uncanny valley vibes now. It
mm,
freaks me out. She
mm,
is fully healed now and she wants us to go back to normal, like me initiating sex. I
mm,
have done so, but not as much as I used to. And when I do try and make sure there is very little light. It's been a few months and I kind of dread having to look at her.
mm.
Obviously, she has noticed. She has been bugging me to tell her what's up. I've tried telling her that I'm just tired from work or that I'm run down. Really anything except for the truth. She broke down and asked me if I was having an affair. I said that I wasn't. She asked me to look at my phone. I unlocked it for her and handed it over. I wasn't worried about her finding anything because there's nothing to find. She spent an
Right.
hour looking through it and found nothing. She asked me to explain why I changed. I tried explaining to her that I just wasn't that interested right now. Nothing I said was good enough for her. She kept digging. I finally told the truth. I wasn't harsh or brutally honest. I just told her that her new face wasn't something I found attractive and that I was turned off.
Mm,
She asked if that's why I turn off all the lights now. I said yes. She
mm.
started crying and said that she needed time alone. She went to stay with her sister. I have been called every name in the book since this happened. Her sisters say that I'm a piece of shit for insulting my wife's looks. Her friends all think I'm an asshole. I tried not to say anything. I can't force myself to find her attractive. I still love her, but her face is just weird now. She looks like the blue alien from the Fifth Element.
Ooh. Ah, that's great. That is great.
He was just doing too much. No,
No,
but that last line,
that made the whole story. That was great.
like, my
Uh,
God.
so uh, I really don't think he's the asshole here. Like, I mean, I'm sorry to say, like, obviously he said it wasn't his choice to make, but they definitely had, think, conversation about it, and he was against it. She knew the risk. This wasn't like something that she had to do because something happened to her, and then she had to like fix the situation the best that she could. This was her just choosing to change things. That initial attraction is something that, like, that's the initial thing that brought you together. So
Right.
now if you look like you look now, back then when I found you, I might not have approached you. So now that you've changed your face and I don't find it attractive, why is that my fault? I didn't do it. You did it. You know what I mean? It's very strange. It's strange to be attracted to your wife and then now she got a butterface. That's kind of crazy. That's that's kind of crazy, Jurnee.
Not a
I don't know.
butterface.
I don't
No,
know. I
I
don't know.
agree. I agree because he obviously loved you the way that you were. And listen, body dysmorphia and like physical dysmorphia is a thing. And she
Yeah.
obviously did not like the way that she looked. But I think just like she would probably want him to take her feelings into consideration now that she changed her looks, I feel like she should have taken his opinion a little bit more into consideration because who are you trying to impress when you get this work done? Because
Plain
if
and
your
simple.
husband's telling you that he finds you attractive and you don't need to get it done, who
Right.
else are you trying to look good for?
I mean, for
And a lot of
herself, I
women
guess
do it
people
for
will say
women,
that. People will say
and
that. Yeah.
she very well could be, which is great for her.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, if the person that you marry is like, I don't think that's necessary. Like maybe she could have, maybe not do everything at once. Maybe it should have been gradual. Do you know what I mean?
That's
Because it's like
listen.
you didn't even let one thing settle and then you got something else done. So maybe you don't need the fillers or so. I don't think he's the asshole. I do think, what did he say to her? I don't know, that blue alien from the Fifth Element. I just know he wasn't as kind as he made it seem
I don't
because
think he said that. I think he just was
I know
in
he's
the
saying that
writing.
to us,
In the writing. Yeah.
but I feel like somebody who would say that to us is a little sarcastic and dry when they talk to other when they. So he may have told that woman she looked like a fish. Now I just know that
This
it wasn't.
listen, don't catch me, the Virgo, on the wrong day, because the words come out my mouth before they hit my brain. So
All the time.
so
All the
it's
time.
crazy. It's crazy. This A lot of these plastic surgery people, I don't know. Just like the BBLs that look like pillows or whatever they got going on back there, the faces look crazy.
Crazy. Yeah.
They look crazy, and then all of them look the same. They
That's
go
my
like
issue.
it's
Is why
wild.
do y'all look identical?
And it's one thing for y'all to look the same, but y'all don't even look human, like
Yeah.
in most cases. And it's like
Like
you gotta hit all the makeup to kind of look like something. And like
no,
I just
it's
don't know. And then as they get older, also, then
things start to settle and move and shift, and then things start to look even weirder. No, I agree.
oh,
I'm not opposed to you doing what you want to do to make yourself happy, but I also feel like with everything there needs to be limitations,
right.
because some people are just doing a lot. The good thing about fillers and things of that nature is that at least those can be dissolved.
Mm-hmm.
But when y'all do like more permanent things, I'm always just kind of like, because I think my thing is like, I don't want to look like everybody else.
Right.
Right? Like if I'm
Right.
going to a plastic surgeon, like it would be for me to enhance what I already have. I don't
Right.
want you to make me look like this person that you just did 6 months ago.
Right.
Because while I'll be walking, I already have enough doppelgangers. Somebody in my building the other day was like, "Oh, I just saw you get off the M32 bus," and I was like, "I don't even know what that bus is. Like that wasn't me." You know what I
I
mean? Like
yeah. It's a weird situation. Like I don't know. I don't know. I guess if it's tasteful work that is not recognizable, that I guess it's fine. That it looks like you said, not too much, and a little bit here, a little bit there, and people just be like, "Oh man, you just look refreshed." Then
because listen,
that's a different scenario. So
I have been
I don't know.
blessed with great skin, knock on wood, not a wrinkle in sight in my old age.
Mm.
The minute I see a crease somewhere, if y'all think I'm not about to get Botox or whatever it is to zap that shit out my face, yes. But I'm not gonna get Botox to the point where everything is looks like it's pulled from the like my face is getting pulled to the very back of my head, stretched out. We're not doing that. But we will
because
make it tasteful.
you know what you can't hide? That neck. And you know what else you can't hide? Those hands. So
Actually, because I need to know who Cher's doctor is. Because Cher's neck and them hands, they don't look like they're 125 like Cher is. Because Cher is old. Okay? Cher is old. That neck and them hands still got some youth.
Why did Cher have to catch a stray? We don't know, but
Cher is 125 years old. That woman is old. Do you understand me? And this is just me being, it's not shade when it's the truth.
oh
It's the
man.
truth.
So
Okay?
so back to this topic. So is he within his rights to, like, I don't know, he didn't mention, I don't think he mentioned if they have kids or whatever or
He
anything
didn't.
like that. But like say there's really no ties there. Would he be wrong for leaving her because he's no longer attracted to her?
Um, I listen. I've broken up with people for less.
Oh, I don't know why I was asking you that. I actually wanted to make, because this episode, I definitely don't want to talk about no damn politics or anything like that.
Yeah, but
Because
not talking about politics this week. We're
so I'm
tired.
tired. I'm tired. I'm
It's
tired.
gonna be a long 4 years if this
I'm
is
tired.
how it's already
I'm
starting,
tired.
and I'm just no.
But I considered making this episode all about your dating life because we haven't had an update in a long time. I considered doing that this
Well,
week,
since you
but
since you want to go there, we're gonna
uh
dive in real
huh,
quick.
okay.
I'm gonna stop telling y'all my business, because when I tell y'all my business, these wannabe celebritats be coming after my men, and it started with Lori Harvey. Okay,
Uh-huh.
I let her and Michael date. They did their thing. He broke up with her. He crawled back to me, and I told him I don't do sloppy seconds. It was a wrap.
All right. I want you to
A
pause real
couple
quick. I just want you to
Okay.
pause real quick
Mm-hmm.
because every week I think about, yes, I love the listeners that come back every single week. We chop it up, we talk, they send us stuff, they send us jokes, they send us topics, all sorts of stuff. But I'm
Mm-hmm.
also in my producer brain thinking, there's somebody brand new coming to this show, and they are coming to this show, and they gonna hear Joyhdae talking about how her ex is Michael B. Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
You is a bold-faced liar, okay? You
There's
need to
photographic evidence on my Instagram. I don't know what you're
do,
talking about.
do not let your delusions psych these people out, okay? Delulu is not
Y'all,
the Salulu, okay? It's
I don't
not
know what
the
this man is
Salulu.
talking about. I don't know how people will tell me that I'm delusional because they have not seen anything. But they don't see gravity and they don't see air, but they believe in that. You see what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? Like, coming from me. You know what I mean?
There's
There's
ways to prove.
photographic,
There's definitely ways to
and
prove
there's ways
gravity.
to prove
If you
that Michael B. Jordan and I were in a relationship. It is on my TikTok, or I mean my Instagram and my TikTok, as a matter of fact. All you gotta do is go look. The evidence is there.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm saying. Anyway, back to the subject at hand before I was rudely interrupted. Harlem's on the rise because Teyana Taylor is allegedly dating my ex-boyfriend, Aaron Pierre.
I thought it was your boyfriend, according to you a couple weeks ago.
Because and yes, remember you just said we have not spoken about my love life in quite some time. I didn't get to tell you that Aaron and I broke up weeks ago. Anyway, they seemingly confirmed their romantic relationship through a series of social media posts from the 2025 Oscars, specifically Jay-Z and Beyonce's gold party after the Oscars. She posted a black and white photos with Pierre. We're saying Oscar night in black and white, no gray area. People took that to be a hard launch. It could be. I also know that Hollywood, people love doing things. Next thing you know, 3 weeks from now, they're going to announce a movie starring Teyana Taylor and Aaron Pierre as Mr. and Mrs. Smith or some shit.
It's possible.
Or she got an album and a video coming out and he's the leading man and this is like ways to
also possible.
Either way, if there's a sex tape, I would like to see it.
Oh, God.
Yes. Two beautiful people. Yes, I would like to see it.
So let me get this straight. You would like to see your ex drilling somebody else. That's what tickles your pickle, huh?
I'm a girl's girl, right? And two beautiful people. I'm not gonna do it, right? Because nobody wants to see that. I'm not gonna do it. So if she does it and he does it with her, I'm all for it.
Okay. All right.
Three's a crowd.
I'm not here to yuck nobody's yum. All right.
Listen, it is what it is. Sometimes you know what your man is. Anyway, we're not going to get into that. If my family is listening to this, this is not the episode for y'all to be listening to. Keep it moving. End it now. Keep it moving.
I don't understand. First off, again, I tell y'all this all the time. Every time y'all are infatuated with one of these randos, I don't know. I mean, it's not for me to understand, I guess, but like, I don't know what y'all see because Aaron Pierre looks weird to me.
Here's the thing.
Person that doesn't come from Earth. That's what he looked like to me, personally.
See, here's the thing, though.
I don't know.
Sometimes I like my men medium ugly. You know what I mean?
What? I'm sorry.
Sometimes medium ugly men are just, because they're not physically striking in the face, but there's other like the body makes up for it, the accent makes up for it, the person that like he seems like he's very intelligent. You know what I mean? Like he's a great conversationalist, right?
Every British person is not intelligent, but he's
I didn't
British,
say that,
right?
but I'm talking about he is British, but I've heard him speak, and he's very well. Like he presents himself very well. You know what I mean?
Okay.
We've had great conversations, and so it's just kind of like I get it, But again, sometimes I like my men medium ugly. Like, I'm not going to hold you. Michael, medium ugly.
Sorry. Okay. All right. Question for you. I know Kathleen had a bet with you over the summer where you were supposed to go on a date or else you were supposed to be running a marathon. I can't remember.
It was walk.
Walk a marathon? That's what she wanted you to do? Walk a marathon?
I could walk a 5K because I'm not running.
Okay. All right. I can't remember how that thing ended.
I got a pass because I did something.
What did you do?
Something else.
What did you do?
I don't remember, but I remember she gave me a pass because I'll go through my text with Kathleen, but I got a pass from it.
I need to see you running a 5K.
Here's the thing.
You're procrastinating. That's what you're doing.
Here's the thing, though. I don't run. And I mean that from the depths of my soul. I do not run. Okay. My freshman year of Tufts, they did like a dorm bonding exercise. We were supposed to play tag, like in the
Okay.
dorm, or
Mm-hmm.
something where people had to run and use. I literally, they said like whatever it was to get everybody running. I sat in front of my door.
Mm.
I did not run.
Mm.
Then they tagged me, and I said, okay, I don't run. It's not in my DNA. I run
Terrible.
my mouth, but I
You
don't run
that
physically.
you do. That you do.
But I don't run physically. So you will never see me running
All right.
anything. I will walk a 5K.
This is not at all where we were supposed to go today,
No,
but
not at all.
since we're
Anyway,
here, since we're here,
oh,
since we're here though,
okay,
since we're
okay,
here,
okay.
2025, we're already a quarter into the year almost.
Mm-hmm.
What are your
No,
plans? What are your plans, girl?
I have
Cause
none.
first of all, you don't have a license,
Okay,
and
we're not gonna do that again
but did you get your license yet, though, Jurnee?
because I already told you I'm starting next month with my driving lessons. Okay.
You say you want a man, but you don't go outside. So how is any of this stuff going to occur? This is the
Oh,
question.
so let me tell you.
This is the
So
question.
Coleman Domingo helps me realize that my fantasy is not far off because he told the story of how he met his husband 19 years ago, which was basically a missed connection.
Mm-hmm.
And he basically stole the
On
story of how
Craigslist?
my love life. Yes.
Misconnection
Like
on
so
Craigslist?
so essentially what happened was he was walking, his husband was like, he wasn't his husband at the time, was walking like in opposite directions. His husband at the time was with a girl who was very upset. They made eye contact. Coleman looked at him. He kept looking at Coleman, like walked past each other. They kept turning their heads, looking. He was like, nothing happened. A couple of days went past. He said he was going to go back to the Walgreens because, maybe this is like a Sunday thing that this person does, right? Person didn't show up, like obviously. So then he said, for some reason, he was like, you know what? I'm going to do like a Craigslist misconnections type thing because he's seen it
Wow.
and maybe it'll help, like it'll happen.
Wow.
Went on to the misconnections, saw a story. It was like Walgreens on this particular day. You had like a faux hawk, yada, 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 describing him. Was his husband, met up, went on a date. Husband was like, hey, like, I would love for you to spend the night. And Coleman was like, all we're going to do is cuddle. Which, okay, Coleman. Cuddled. He said he woke up at 4 a.m., looked at his husband while he was laying down next to him and said, he said, I love you. I think I love you and you're going to change my life. And they've been married they've been together for 19 years. Stole my whole story.
So let me get this straight.
Mm-hmm.
In
Mm-hmm.
2025,
Yes.
you gonna walk past the Walgreens. You gonna lock
And
eyes with your husband.
it's not gonna be a
Y'all ain't
Walgreens.
y'all ain't gonna say nothing. Then you're gonna go
Mm-hmm.
home and type
Mm-hmm.
with your Twitter fingers on Craigslist. This
Mm-hmm.
person gonna find you. You're gonna
Yes.
go on a date. You're gonna have
Yes.
a one night stand. You're gonna wake up and say you're gonna change my life. That's how you're gonna get married. This is
Mm-hmm.
I'm just trying to understand. That's what, because I started this out telling the new people that you're delusional, but you told me that you're not.
I'm
That's
not. It happened to Coleman. Why can't it happen to me?
Your name is not Coleman.
But it's Joyhdae.
I'm just saying.
Both
Okay.
unique.
All right.
Both unique.
All right.
Both unique.
All right. We gotta focus.
Okay.
Because
Anyway,
clearly.
um, recently after this news dropped about Teyana and Aaron,
Mm-hmm.
Iman Shumpert decided to get on his Twitter fingers and said that Aaron Pierre would eventually dump Teyana Taylor, claiming their relationship would not last. He appeared to throw shade at the new relationship, suggesting that Pierre might treat her similarly to how he allegedly did during their marriage, which, for those of you who may not know, he was apparently a cheating dog. I need Iman to understand that he was never the prize in that relationship. We weren't interested in you, Iman. We were interested in Teyana.
We started out so good, and now,
Okay.
now here we
You
are.
you and Offset and this bitter baby daddy ex-husband club, y'all have got to move on. There's plenty of other women in the sea. Teyana found hers.
Mm,
Cardi found hers. Now y'all crashing out. Y'all didn't like them and y'all had them.
mm.
And y'all thought because they had kids that nobody else would want them. They are beautiful women with money. Are y'all stupid? Yes. The answer is yes. It was
Wow.
rhetorical. The answer is yes. But I just need y'all to, because like, why would you think that another man would treat something that you did not appreciate the same way?
Couldn't tell you.
Bitter baby daddy.
All
Like, go
right.
play ball or something.
Apparently not, because nobody wanted him, so he
Oh
was
yeah, and he
forced to
wanted to be
retire.
right, and he wanted to be a rapper. Go, no, don't put
Have
out a mixtape. We
Have
got
you
enough
heard?
of those. Go pick up a trade.
I mean, I don't want to. I guess everybody has their hopes and goals and dreams, and so when I start pursuing mine, I don't want people to come for me. He did a couple songs with Teyana Taylor that I feel could have been amazing, and then every time he shows up on the song, I'm like, all right, next song. And so
See,
I don't know. I don't know.
you made a very interesting point just now that I don't know that you meant to make, but you said you don't want nobody to like crush your dream or come for your dream. But here's the thing. Everyone should be allowed to dream, yes. But also, this is the reason why this country is in the predicament that it is now, because we just let people do shit to do shit. If you are not talented, people should let you know that you are not. Like, this is not gonna happen.
I think
You know what I
he's.
mean? Keep it in the group chat, Ryan. Keep it in the group chat.
I think he has potential. I think he's just monotone. The tone of his voice just really doesn't blend well with a rapper that is going to be successful for me. So that's just,
I mean,
you know.
listen, we need people in more trades. Okay, he has money. He knows Shaq. Shaq love paying for people to go to college. Let Shaq pay for you to go to trade school. Become a plumber. Do something else. That's what I'm saying. We have enough rappers. It's enough of them. And there's a lot of mediocre ones. We don't need more mediocre rappers. We need good ones.
All right.
Okay? All right. Stop being a bitter baby daddy. Speaking of bitter baby daddies, Jurnee Smollett's ex-husband is demanding 50% of her retirement savings, including her SAG pension and her 401k. He's already received nearly $1 million in a divorce settlement. Plus, he gets $7,000 per month in alimony and child support.
What? How?
And the thing about that's wild is that her SAG pension, she started contributing to at the age of 3.
Yeah, because she's been acting forever.
Yes.
What? Wait.
And apparently, he may get it if he hasn't.
Wait. Well, this is California, right? And she probably has no prenup with this guy, and 7,000. I didn't even know she was making that type of money anymore.
She was getting HBO checks for a minute. Lovecraft County.
I worked in production. At the end of the day, everybody is a freelancer. Like, really, honestly, truly. Like, if you're not working, you're not really getting paid if you don't got the residuals and all of that. Like, so I didn't realize she was kicked up to give people $7,000 a month. That's crazy.
I mean, she's been working since 3, and she's very much Black famous. She may not be universally famous, but she's very much Black famous.
Yeah.
And I think based on the work that she's done, like Eve's Bayou, if Eve's Bayou is available now, I'm streaming it. You know what I mean? Like, so I know she's getting something. Yeah. And she stays booked. Like, we don't see her in everything because a lot of it may not end up being fully mainstream. But she stays booked. Like, Jurnee stays with a job.
Well, I apparently I'm not.
The most successful.
I don't see it. So I mean, we know that. We already know that.
But to your point, though, California's community property laws could work in his favor.
That is wild to me. Wow. Yeah. Wow.
See, and the thing is, I wouldn't be opposed to it if he wasn't going after something that she's been contributing to since she was the age of 3. You weren't in the picture then.
Yeah, but then that's the reason why I tell people all the time, even though I was stupid before, not that I don't care. I'll give my wife everything. I don't care. Deserved, right? But like, I tell everybody, get a prenup. It don't mean that you gonna get a divorce. It also don't mean that you're rich. Like, only if you're rich, you should do it, or whatever the case. You don't know what life is going to bring. And so if you don't want to lose anything that you built ahead of time, just put it in a simple agreement. And so that when the time comes, and things are just, this is what we said and this is what it is.
I always said that if I were to meet a man and he wanted to like have children, we would have to have some sort of contractual agreement, because we're not doing absentee fathers because you decided you don't want to be a father. We got to put this in writing because I'm taking you to court and I'm getting everything that I'm owed, because no, we're not doing that. And people have told me that was a crazy concept, but I liken it to getting a prenup, because at the end of the day, I would never choose someone who did not want to be a father, but if somebody decided that they no longer wanted to be a father or an active, and when I say, and I don't mean, we don't have to be together, I just need you to be active. Do you know what I mean? Like in our child's life. Like if we're splitting the responsibility, that's all my contract is saying. Really.
Right.
We are doing this.
One thing I will say is you can't say never, because you don't know. And then secondly,
nobody is a baby.
You don't know who or what people turn out to be. I'll just say that. But at the same time, there are these type of agreements for like bringing children into the world and all of that. Like there's lots of like LGBT couples or whatever that, get like sperm from somebody, and then they, create whatever sort of agreement they want to create, and that is legally binding.
That's what I'm gonna do. I'm like, you want to be a baby daddy? That's fine. We could do that, but just know that we definitely co-parenting, because you're not finna leave me with this child, because I will pack this child up and send them to Blondell immediately, and then none of us will see them, because Blondell is taking that child to Antigua, and then I'm not going.
Wow, this episode is off the rails. This episode is off the rails.
Speaking of off the rails.
Wow.
Mexican officials have said that they don't know nothing about no proposed Fyre Festival 2.
Oh, this Billy McFarland guy is a character.
Okay. Edgar Gasker, the Director General of Economic Development and Tourism of Isla Mujeres.
Love Isla Mujeres. That's where I just came back from this past year.
We have no knowledge of this event nor contacts with any person or any company about it. For us, this is an event that does not exist. Okay? The Ayuntamiento de la Isla Mujeres, City Hall, released a statement confirming that no permits have been requested for the event from any municipal government department. Local officials have contacted hotels listed as accommodations for the festival, but none had any knowledge of the event. Tourism authorities emphasized that the necessary paperwork for hosting such an event has not been filed. Gasker pointed out that the coordinates provided on the festival's website lead to a location in the ocean, not on Isla Mujeres.
So that was literally the only thing. Like I saw like a headline, but I didn't read the story. I didn't know anything about what you were about to tell me. But I did see that the coordinates for the festival was in the middle of the ocean. And this is what y'all spending y'all hard-earned cash, y'all hard-earned dollars on.
Billy said the event is real and moving forward. He claims to have incredible partners managing the festival and states they're in communication with local and state governments. He also said that like the local officials reached out to the wrong hotels, where they said they reached out to the hotels that y'all had said are partners. And that he told his people that if these hotels, they don't want to work with these hotels, if these hotels don't want to work with them, they only want to work with people who see the vision of Fyre Festival. Okay? Tickets again are on sale from $1,400 to over $1 million. Again, there's no acts announced. There's no athletes
announced. Who all gonna be there?
Even though what's that crazy football player? Is it Antonio Brown? The one who be with Kanye?
Yeah.
He said he gonna be there. So I'm gonna let y'all know already. And this is he suffers from CTE. I need y'all to understand that if Ryan thinks I'm delusional, that man does not. He's already been to Fyre Festival 2 as far as he's concerned. And it was probably the greatest night of his life.
Wow.
That festival's not happening.
I want to see the documentary part 2. I want to know what they're willing to do for some water again. That's what I'm willing to know.
I need to know if that man, what is that man's name? If he works with Billy McFarland again, Billy McFarland owes $26 million and said of the money raised, now he's trying to, like, one ticket is $1 million. So if he got 10 people willing to come up with that money, that's $10 million. I'm obviously not counting any cost or whatever it takes for them to throw the festival. Depending on the number of people that he's hoping to host, he's making well over $26 million with this festival.
Yeah, that's what we hope.
And
That's what he hopes, I should say.
And of this 26 million plus that he may potentially make from this festival, he promises to pay back $500,000. Why haven't none of y'all taken out his kneecaps yet? Why is this man walking around? Because he's playing in y'all faces. Why y'all letting him play in y'all faces?
I mean, I said I wasn't going to talk about politics, so I'm going to leave that alone. But like, this is where we at in the world right now. This is where we at. Like people have the audacity, and we're not talking Barack. Like they have the audacity, and people like him are somewhat winning. I'm not even going to lie to you, like with this audacity. So hey, we'll see.
Like sometimes I'm mad at myself for having morals.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because if I didn't have morals, the things I would do. My God.
Mm-hmm.
Last but not least, Jay-Z is suing Tony Busby and his Jane Doe accuser for malicious prosecution, defamation, and civil conspiracy. He claims the accuser admitted she lied, but was pressured into filing the case. He says he lost $20 million in contracts due to the allegations. The accuser withdrew the lawsuit, but insists she still stands by her claims. Busby denied all allegations, says Jay-Z is trying to intimidate the accuser. Jay-Z called Busby's actions soullessly motivated by greed. A private investigator claims the accuser told them Jay-Z didn't rape her. Now, they've also spoken to, this is my question, okay?
Yeah.
Why is this Jane Doe so accessible and so easy to find? Because the media has apparently, somebody else in the media has already found her as well and has asked her about this. And she says that she still stands by her claim. She felt scared. That's why she denied, But he doesn't know who you are.
Right.
How are people finding you, miss? And I know that there's ways for people to find Jane Does. I know that it's not all secret like it's supposed to be.
Right.
But it's giving, I don't like it.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought we had gone through like a lot of proof that, you know, there's no way that he could have been in two places at one time. And all the claims that she's making doesn't make any sense because he was nowhere to be found. So I don't know, man. I don't know. Tony Busby, ain't he like an injury attorney that like be having like...
In Texas, he's known as an ambulance chaser.
Okay.
So every time something happened, Tony Busby shows up.
Uh-huh. Okay. Well, there you go.
Listen, and here's my thing, because it's even, what's her name? Tarana Burke, who started the Me Too movement, herself has said she does not stand by the phrase believe all women. And I stand by the phrase believe all women with an asterisk because it has to make sense. I don't want women to ever feel as though they can't come forward with their stories. But I also don't want people to feel like it's okay to falsely accuse people of something that they did not do.
Right.
Because that's not something that can easily be rectified. Because once someone puts that stamp, like if her story were believable, it would have had a very different outcome for this man, which would have been, if he were guilty, which would have been rightfully deserved. Right. But if he's an innocent person where there's a money grab, it's a lose-lose situation. Because if he paid her off, well, he paid her off because he did it. That's a sign of guilt.
Right.
If you speak up and defend yourself while you defending yourself, that's an admission of guilt.
Right.
If you stay silent, you're not saying nothing because that's an admission of guilt. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a lose-lose situation.
Yeah.
And I feel like these situations are too precarious for us to be so... I don't know why everyone has gotten so rabid at trying to make everyone out to be a villain, especially celebrities. Do I think Hollywood does weird shit? Of course. Mm-hmm. We know that. Mm-hmm. But not everybody subscribes to that. You know what I mean? Like, now, if this would have been a RICO charge and they said Jay-Z was a criminal drug lord who was buddy with El Chapo, he told us.
Right.
He used to sell crack. He told
Right.
us.
Right. Right.
Then I'd have been like, damn, Jay. But
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, another one of those things that, Tony Busby will get what's coming to him. I don't know if y'all been paying attention to Jay-Z and his goons of attorneys over the years as he led to this billionaire lifestyle, but you don't want to hope as Nas.
No. I was just listening to that today too, as a matter of fact. But that came up on my playlist.
Yeah. So I feel sorry for... No, I don't. Tony Busby gonna get what's coming to him, so
he's gonna get what's coming to him. Rest in peace to Angie Stone.
Oh my gosh.
Tragically, suddenly that passed away in a car accident. It was like 6 other people injured in the car accident, and she was the only loss of life.
That's wild.
Which is absolutely wild. Prayers up to her and her family. May she rest well. We did lose a great voice in like that neo soul. There was a time where you could not escape.
Neo soul. Oh my gosh.
Angie Stone. First of all, the fact that Angie Stone was in her 60s blew my mind, because I could have sworn when she came out, like I didn't know Angie was that old. You know what I mean? Like,
it really blew my mind as well, because she has a kid with D'Angelo. So that means, how old is D'Angelo? That's the question.
Let's find out. Because I was, when they said she was, how old is D'Angelo?
You got to be in his 50s. Got to be in his
51.
50s. Wow. Oh, she was robbing the cradle.
1974.
She was robbing the cradle. Oh, wow.
She was.
Oh, wow.
She was. Side note, because I know you have something that you want to talk about real quick. I had to say this really quickly. Pras is the 10th most popular member of the Fugees. He was just on TMZ saying that he hopes that Donald Trump pardons him for his crime. And that he hopes Gavin Newsom, who he's no longer in contending to be my husband, pardons Tory Lanez for his crime. I need Pras to understand that none of these people know who you are. None of them. Okay? No one knows. I said it the last time. I will say it again. We all thought Ghetto Superstar was Maya's song.
I definitely thought it was Maya's song for sure.
We didn't even know that was you. Like, we knew you was on the song, but we didn't know that it was your song.
Yeah.
Why?
On my disc, man, when you could fast forward through the disc? Every time Maya's part went into the rap part, it was...
Ghetto Superstar. It wasn't you.
Every single time.
I don't even recall any of your raps from the Fugees albums. I can rap Wyclef.
Yeah.
I can definitely rap or sing Lauren. You, sir, you'd might as well been the auto-tune that they used. Don't nobody know you.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So take your bad takes, go to prison, and shove them. Okay? Thank you.
You brought up the Fugees. I thought about Lauryn Hill. Rest in peace, Roberta Flack. As well. Yeah. All right. Cool. So, because I knew we weren't going to be going too long, even though we went long, I wanted to talk, like, sometimes we don't always need to talk crazy. Like, sometimes, like, I am intelligent. You are intelligent, and so I figured we could have like a little philosophical conversation. I have a whole bunch of like philosophical thought experiment kind of conversations to go, but like I think I may just kind of go with like one or maybe two. Let's see how it goes, and then we'll just see how it goes. Easy one. This is a pretty famous one, and so let's see kind of how we go from here. If a tree falls in a forest and no one is around to hear it, does it make a sound?
Yes.
Why do you say that, Joyhdae?
I mean, there's sound happening outside my window right now. Just because I don't hear it doesn't mean it's not there. Just like if you don't see gravity, but you know it's there. A tree doesn't fall silently. So
so if there's no receptor for the sound, if the sound is happening in like, say, for instance, sound is vibration. If you do those same vibrations in a vacuum, you can't hear the sound.
Yeah, but
So
is it
so
just, are we
if
just basing this off of humans
this is the
or other
question,
life that's around? Because
the question really is, what is sound, right? Because what,
because
like,
birds
go.
birds hear things, birds feel vibrations, other animals hear things and they also feel vibrations. So just because we don't hear it does not mean that it doesn't exist. Cash's hearing is 10 times sharper than mine's.
I
He's hearing
understand.
shit right now that my dog be barking at the door. I don't hear nothing. Then I go look out my peephole. Somebody came coming around the corner 20 minutes from now.
Okay.
Doesn't mean that there's not a sound.
So then we can go a little bit further. Okay. So if you're going with Cash hears sounds that you can't hear. So if
Mm-hmm.
he's hearing on a different frequency than you are hearing,
Mm-hmm.
then that leads to another question, which is perception. Like,
Mm-hmm.
is what he's perceiving the same thing as what you would be perceiving? And so if that is the case, if no one is around to hear that sound, or if you are not around to hear that sound, what sound did that tree make?
Whatever the birds, the
That's a
bees.
different perception. Like, if we talking
Yeah,
perception, that's what it is.
but yeah, but just because it's a different perception doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. We have different perceptions of a whole lot of things, right?
Uh-huh.
Like,
Uh-huh.
for example, trans people's existence is perceived differently by people. That does not mean that trans people don't exist, right?
Right.
So just because I perceive something differently than Cash, that doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. We just perceive it differently.
This, I can keep going, but I definitely want to get to another version of what I'm talking about. But like, I mean, if we just break things down, if we're talking about existence now,
Mm-hmm.
what is existence? Because if we break down, like, say, just if we were just to break down the human body down into the, like, the smallest of cells, molecular, whatever. If you break it like way down, we are, I forget the specific terminology or whatever, but like, there's cells that are coming in and out of existence. So it's like one's on, one's off, one's on, one's off, one's on, one's off. So
Mm-hmm.
what we perceive to be solid is just rapid speed of these things going back and forth, back and forth. So
Right.
what is existence?
Now that's a deep one. I'm not gonna hold you.
But that's not my question. But
Oh, thank God,
you
because
see,
that,
you see where these things can go.
yeah,
This
because
is
that
why.
right there, I would have needed 2 glasses of wine for my synapses to start firing on all cylinders to be like, well, existence is really the combination of.
All right, all right. Another one, another one. All right. And this, I have personal experience with something like this. It's an interesting thought when you come to think about it. All right. So you see an unhoused person.
Mm-hmm.
They ask you for some money to get something to eat.
Mm-hmm.
You give them money for them to get something to eat.
Mm-hmm.
You walk away, but you still kind of staring or whatever. You realize they take your money
Mm-hmm.
and go buy drugs, or, like, do something else with the money that's immoral in your opinion. What are your thoughts on that?
I'm not okay. So I've evolved in my thought process when it comes to this, because I used to be one of those people who would be like, absolutely not, blah, 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 blah. But honestly, however they can get their joy at this point in time, it's that's their cross to bear. It's not my cross to bear. And I don't know, if I were in that situation and I was battling addiction, if food would be the thing that made me happy. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So while I would be disappointed in a sense, I understand to a
Right.
degree.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
it's not, once I gave them the money, it was no longer my money.
I agree with that. I agree with that. I bring this up because I remember when I was younger, and this is why I only give money when when I feel like it. Because
Right. I have
I
parameters.
when I was younger, I remember passing this dude all the time. He always begging for money or whatever. And one day I was like, you know what? All right, I'm feeling good. I gave him the money. All right. Weeks down the line, maybe months down the line, I'm sitting in Starbucks one day, and working. I'm a freelancer at the time, so I'm just sitting at my computer working, whatever. I look across the Starbucks. I see this dude, like dapper gentleman, dressed like really well in a suit, sitting, laptop, New York Times, all of that type of stuff, just working similar to me, but clearly distinguished. And I'm staring at this dude. I'm like, yo, I know this dude from somewhere. Couldn't figure it out. And then it clicked. Same dude that was begging for money. And I'm just like I felt so duped at the time as a kid. Like
Violated.
I felt dirty,
Yeah.
dirty
Right.
and violated. And I was just like, as I got older, as I got a little bit more wise, I boiled this thing down to intent, right?
Right.
Everything is energy. Energy is not, it never dies. It's just like transformed into whatever. So like, I believe wholeheartedly, if you do good, good is going to come back to you. It may not come back to you in that same form, but it will come back to
Right.
you in another form, whatever. However, that energy is going to just
Right.
recycle.
Right.
And so my intent was for the money that I gave to do good. He took my money, and in my opinion, with my perception of morality, he did something nefarious. And so,
Right.
but that has nothing to do with me. Like you said, once you give the money, it's no longer yours. It's a gift. You put it out into the universe, that good is going to come back to you,
Come back
regardless
to
of
you.
what happened with that money. You could give, like, there's so many things like we give our money to, like organizations, all sorts of different things we spend our money on and all that, and they go out and they have child labor, human trafficking, all sorts of different things
So
that
many
they
things.
do with your money, but that has nothing to do with you, but like you're somehow connected to it.
Right.
I am
That's
a
why
Yeah.
that's why I used to be a very much see everything in black and white.
Mm-hmm.
And I've colored stuff a little bit grayer now.
I say this all the time. Ain't nothing black and white in this world.
No.
Everything's gray.
But
Everything's gray.
I used to be a very staunch black and white person, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like
Mm-hmm.
this is what, like, if I do this, then this is what you should be. Like, it just, there was no gray.
Right.
And now I'm much more of a, like, there is gray. Do you know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? Like, I can't talk about, I mean, I could talk about things, but I can never feel like I'm morally superior to anyone because I talk on an iPhone every day.
Right.
And the child labor that goes into making this technology that
Right.
I will upgrade in a
Right.
couple of months,
Right. Right. Yeah.
I'm not morally superior than any person.
Right.
But funny thing, two things. One, you got to remind me to tell you the story about my seeing eye crackhead named Charisse. That's one. And two, similar to your story, one time I was on the train going to my aunt's house uptown. It was pouring rain. This man was on the train panhandling. I'm
Mm-hmm.
homeless. I'm hungry. I got to feed my kids.
Mm-hmm.
Anything that you have would
Mm-hmm.
help.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We get off at the same stop. Got off at 145th Street. It is pouring outside, cats and dogs. He looks at me and he says, "How are you getting home?" I'm already like, absolutely the fuck not, because you were just paying, like, what?
Right. Right.
And he must have read, well, he saw what my face was giving. This man pulled out the fattest knot of ones that I have ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
I had ever seen at that particular point in time in my young life,
Mm-hmm.
and was like, "Do you want to split a cab?" And I remember thinking to myself, one, I'm not getting in a cab with a stranger.
Cause
But two, you just said you was homeless.
yeah.
Where are you going?
Yeah.
But that
Uh
also shifted for me a little bit too.
he could be
I didn't
going
give him
anywhere.
money. I mean, he was going somewhere
He
because
could be
that
going
them
anywhere.
ones, yeah, he was going somewhere. But that also shifted my perception with, giving people money. I tend to, at most of the time, I will say, like, if someone says, "I'm hungry, I'm trying to get something to eat," I will say, "I will buy it for you." And there's no limit, right? Like,
Right.
because they'll come in there and be like, "Oh, I just want a cheeseburger." Do you want a meal? and
Right.
cookies and an apple pie. Like, I will buy you a meal.
Right.
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 And you want some snacks too? Because I don't ever want to be in that situation. Somebody looks at me and ignores me.
Right.
But there are moments too, if I have it, I will give money depending on, I'm very particular. I'm not going to say who I give money to or I don't give money to, but if you know me, it won't be a surprise. And I also have a soft spot for older people. Like when I see older homeless people outside,
right.
What you want?
I mean, I'm like, again, I've lived a life. I've lived many lives for my short life. But I know some panhandlers that make bread.
It's a job.
Every single day, tax free. I mean, when I'm telling you $1,000 a day,
no, tax free.
$1,200 a day,
and you know how to tell that story.
Jurnee, I don't make no $1,200 a day.
Neither the hell do I.
I'm just trying to understand.
It's wild.
Yo,
it is wild the amount of money that these people make. But I'm at a point in time in my life where I try not to be judgmental. So if a homeless person or unhoused person asks me for money and they go and they do whatever it is that they want to do, if that's going to give them joy for 20 minutes or take them out of the sad reality that is their existence, because it is a sad existence to live, so be it.
Yeah, I have so many more, but like I know we're running on time.
I like this.
So yeah, I thought we would do this for the entire episode, but yeah, here we are. But but
before we wrap up, I know we're not going to get political, but Democrats, there's 10 of you who voted to censor Rep. Al Green because he got carried out of Trump's whatever fucking thing he had. Be prepared to be primaried. Okay, keep it moving. Next, continue. Sorry, I just needed to get that off my chest. Sorry.
Oh man, like wow. So this is just within the same realm of this conversation. I can keep the rest for another time.
I like this. We should do this more often.
So, for instance, like I don't know what your beliefs are when it comes to this, but I believe in manifestation, and like, you can like manifest the things that you want, whether it be meditation or prayer or, whatever you do to like to manifest your things. Right. So now say, for instance, you're manifesting that you need some extra money because of whatever reason, you just need some extra money. All right. Then you're walking on the street. You find an envelope full of cash that's labeled rent. Right? So now my thought now is that money was meant for somebody to pay their rent, but there's no identifying things on this envelope. On the one hand, I just asked for this money, and here it is. And at the same time, somebody just lost their money, and it's like a detriment for them. So I don't know, again, we going back to the karma of it. If you accept this money and you do what you need to do with this money, even though you asked for it as a blessing, because it's attached to somebody else's pain, what do you feel about this money?
This actually happened to me. Did I tell you about this? When I was,
don't think so.
One day I was coming home from work in Port Authority, right? I'm walking to my bus. I looked down. I saw what I thought was garbage, right? For some reason, I said I was going to pick up this garbage and throw it away. When I picked it up and had it in my hands, it was a wad of 50s. I put it in my bag because I'm not going to walk on the bus like... Right. I put it in my bag and I sat calmly and I said, if anybody realizes that their money is missing and they're like, oh shit, like if someone makes like someone's like, oh shit,
scene.
Like,
yeah,
then I'd be like, today's your lucky day because I found your money.
Here it is.
Here you go. Didn't happen. Got off the bus.
Right.
I called my mama and I said, I just found some money in Port Authority. It's a wad of 50s.
Oh my God.
My mama said count it. So I waited till I got home. I counted it. It was $900. I said, now I feel awful for whoever lost because I know they are losing their minds right now.
Right.
But what I did, or what I always do in these types of situations, is I say that my hope for this person, because there's no way for me to get this back to them, is that they get this in tenfold back somehow.
Okay, Jurnee. All right.
Because if I could, because the thing is, if someone would have said, "Oh my God, like can we stop the bus? I dropped my money," I would have definitely given that. I wouldn't have just sat there like, no, I would have, because it's not mine. Then I know that it is not mine.
Right.
But if there's no identifying way for me to give that person back the money,
right,
all I do is I thank the universe or whomever, and then I say, whoever lost this, if it is a person who is in need, I hope that they get this back times 10.
Right.
And that they're, this doesn't impact them in whatever way, because you don't want that karma.
Right.
Right. And I also don't ever want somebody else to suffer on my behalf. Like, that's just not in my.
Right.
I'm a bitch, but I'm not evil. You know what I mean?
That's funny because, like, you answered that almost exactly the way that I see it. I agree. I agree with that. The first and foremost, I'm looking for whomever it might belong to so that I could return it to them. If there's absolutely no way that there's a way for me to return this money, I'm grateful. First and foremost, before anything else, the gratitude has to happen. Like,
exactly.
You have to be grateful for. I mean, obviously, you've attracted this money in some way, some shape, some form. I'm also.
Look at this crackhead. Please look at this crackhead.
Hey, Cash. Hey, Cash.
He just woke up. He went to sleep. And he came out here like, bitch, why are we still up? Look at him. He looked like a crackhead. Good night.
So I'm also like I said, I'm grateful, but I'm also looking to bless somebody with some of it. Why not? It's more than I asked for in the first place, and so here, somebody else will be blessed with it. I'm also asking for whoever lost that money to be blessed in some other way. However, I do believe that the world is like, everything is a circle. Everything is like, the circle of life, as they say.
Right.
Where there's ups, there's downs. That's just how the world works. So my blessing is somebody else's lesson, right?
Right. Yeah.
And I hope that they sincerely learned that lesson. For whatever reason, they came up off that money, and that money was, presented specifically for me. You know what I mean? And so in all of it, I hope that I learn a lesson. I hope that the person learns a lesson. I hope that the money can be, something good can come out of the money, and we keep it moving. Again, it's all intention. So I mean, at the end of the day, I don't think that the karma from that person losing the money is really going in my direction if the gratitude is there and it's sincere, and
I agree,
and I do what I got to do with that.
Because I also tell the universe, if this was money that was gotten by somebody else by ill gains, thank you for teaching them that lesson, and thank you for teaching it through me. Meaning, if it was like somebody who robbed somebody else, right, and then you was trying to be funny, and now this whole money fell out your pocket and into my,
see what I'm saying?
My lap.
See what I'm saying?
That's what you get.
See what I'm saying?
All right. That is another story you got to remind me to tell you. So you got to remind me to tell your story, my seeing eye crackhead Sharice, and you got to remind me to tell you the story of the time that I manifested a boy liking me when I was young, and it did not work out the way that I wanted.
All right, cool. Well, that's what I wanted to do this entire episode, and I think we should definitely do this because sometimes I get really annoyed with, oh, did you hear what this person did, and that person, and this person, and like sometimes it's just, I'm old.
Listen, the struggle that I be going through,
you know what I mean,
to find topics that are interesting because it's always the same thing, and everybody's angry, and I don't want to be angry. I get it. Yeah, I like this.
All right,
next week's episode may just be this again.
We got to come up with a title for that. I don't know what it's going to be yet, but okay, I used to think I had a Japanese friend,
Oh God.
but it was just my imagination.
Kathleen, I promise you he's not racist. I promise you he's not racist.
Just my
Okay? That's
imaginary
my
friend.
Asian. That's just that. Okay?
so
He's
so
not.
so this is a complete sidebar, and now I got to do my ancestry or 23andMe or whatever DNA, because I just found out that this may be Asian.
Oh.
This, like, I don't
The
know.
funny
I
thing
don't
is
know.
I did my ancestry.com and they keep telling me about I'm finding all kinds of cuz I mean I'm not communicating with these people. But I'm basically Ghanaian, Nigerian, and something else.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have like 1% Irish and then like 1% something else that's white.
Sounds about right.
Which,
Sounds about
yeah,
right.
makes sense. But I think it's Gold Coast. Or is it Mali?
Okay.
I don't know. I have to look it up. But I was like, look at me. Black.
Black, black.
Mixed with black.
Black, black,
And
black.
mixed with mo black.
I wish, but I don't think it's the truth though. But I wish. But I'm gonna find out. When I find out, I may or may not. I'm probably not gonna share it with y'all. But I need to
You'll
know.
share it with me though.
I need to find
and I'm
out.
not, but
Yeah.
I'm not telling y'all.
What you got?
Did you know your pupils are the last part to stop working when you
Jurnee,
die?
I told that joke maybe a month ago, 2 months ago.
Yo, sidebar. Carlisa had me in stitches on TikTok because she had sent me a video, right, of this little girl was hiding in her. The caption basically said, "When your 4-year-old sister had size 16 feet," and the feet that were underneath this bed were very large for a child, right?
Oh
So
no!
I sent Carlisa the video. And then I sent her the follow-up video because I wanted her to know what I was, like the follow-up, because we didn't see the little girl in the first video.
Right.
So I sent her the follow-up. She said, not you resending me a video like you and Ryan be retelling them jokes on Virgo season. And I said, first of all, I'm in tears because I didn't send that to you to just send it. I sent it because I wanted you to see the follow-up.
Yeah.
She had me. She said, because y'all
she
were
gonna
telling
call
them
you out.
jokes.
She gonna call you out.
She had me in tears. I was in my bed with tears streaming down my face because Carlisa read Us for Filth. Okay.
Yeah. About that. So the answer to that joke, if for those that are brand new and you actually stayed until the end, they dilate.
They dilate.
All right. Oh my gosh. What did they yell at Edgar Allan Poe when he was about to walk into a tree?
As an avid reader, I feel like I should know this, but I don't.
Poe, a tree!
Oh, God. You may have told this one too.
Oh, God. Here we
Did
go.
you know the first French fries weren't cooked in France?
They were cooked in Greece.
You did tell that one, right? I looked at it and I was like, this seems familiar. My last three are very out of pocket, but I got to fix one. So you go ahead.
Okay. What's the name of a man that's just done digging?
A-hole?
Doug. All right. What does a white person say to a hitchhiker with one leg?
Hop in.
So the joke didn't have white person in there, but I put the white person in there because I'm not picking up no hitchhiker in the first place. So, so just gonna say.
Wait a minute.
But we know why you're not picking up a hitchhiker though. But do you got your license yet, Joyhdae? All right.
A penguin was driving along when he smelled something burning. He took his car to a mechanic to get it checked out. The mechanic said it'll be about an hour, so the penguin went walking around town. He stopped at an ice cream parlor and ordered a cone. The penguin tried eating the ice cream but made a mess because of his flippers. He went back to the mechanic, who had just gotten under the car. The mechanic rolled out from underneath and said, "Looks like you blew a seal." The penguin replied, "No, It's just ice cream.
That's it. That's it. All right. What did Ace Ventura tell me when I told him that I don't drink coffee?
Oh God, what was his catchphrase? I don't remember.
All right, tea then. Alrighty then. I'm a dad. All right, I'm a dad.
Yeah,
okay.
You are.
All right.
What did the hurricane say to the coconut tree? This is so out of pocket.
Oh, God. It's probably got something to do with balls, probably. What?
Hold on to your nuts. This ain't no ordinary blowjob.
See what I'm saying? And she talk about me. Oh God.
My last one is so nasty. Y'all gonna judge me for this last one.
Oh gosh. So I recently opened a business selling trampolines disguised as prayer mats. Mm-hmm. Mm. The profits are through the roof.
Not the profits.
Oh gosh. Go ahead.
This is very dirty, and I'm apologizing in advance.
Okay.
What's the difference between an oral and a rectal thermometer?
I believe I've told this joke before, Jurnee. And
did you?
Is the answer taste?
Damn, and I was so proud of this one.
Oh.
At least I got two good ones.
Carlisa gonna cuss you the hell out. I'm just going.
And she was like, "And don't talk about me on the podcast." Too late, already did.
Oh God. What do you call it when a little person waves at you?
Oh God.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, but the song "It's a Small World" is playing in my head right now. So what's the answer?
A microwave. VirgoSeasonShow.com. VirgoSeasonShow.com is the website. You can buy our merch, like the shirt I'm wearing right now. I have shirts there, hats, hoodies. You can find the show notes there as well. And then, if you're feeling fancy, just like this person who thinks that they could take our podcast to the next level, you could send us an email at virgoseasonshow@gmail.com. Did you see that email? I mean, it's a real email.
I have to wait a minute because what? Get out of our email.
No, we asked them to send emails. You can't tell them what to send, but
How many emails you gonna send us, sir? Oh, you can also find us.
Yes, thank you.
At Virgo Season Show on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. You can find Ryan at Black Ryan.
Getting better.
TikTok and Instagram. And you can find me at Joyhdae on TikTok and Instagram.
All right. So, I wasn't always married, right? So I arranged a threesome back in the day.
I'm telling you.
I had two no-shows, but we still had a good time.
Virgo season!